Revenge films.
My name is Jane Bright. 3 months ago, I started living with my son, Joshua, and his wife, Karen. They got married half a year ago. The house is under my name, and it's only been a few years since we renovated it. After my husband quickly passed from leukemia, I was left with this huge house with 0 loans left to pay. It was Karen who came up to me and suggested we live together, but when I tell her, "Can you organize the trash?" All that's left is her trash. "Can you clean up the laundry?" All that's left is her laundry and my son's laundry. "Can you clean up the bathtub?" Either her or Joshua are the last ones to bathe. She would always click her tongue at me, do the task begrudgingly, or ignore my favors. Most of the time, she would straight up just not do the tasks at all. So one day, when we just started living together, I told her in a strong tone, "Can you please take out the trash?"
Ma'am, did you know? People call that bride bullying out there.
Is what she said back to me. I'm still working too. And even though we came up with a schedule to balance out our chores, I've never seen her do them so far. For example, we have 2 bathrooms, one on the ground floor and one on the second floor. I would clean the one on the ground floor because I mainly use this one, and I asked Karen and Joshua to take care of the second floor bathroom. And after leaving that for a month, something started to smell in the upstairs bathroom. When I opened the lid, splats of grossness were just left there, and everything was all very disgusting. Even though the house was still new, this bathroom alone was a total nightmare. The cleaning supplies I prepared for her, they were never used. Because the house is a 2-story, 6 LDK house, Karen took the south-facing corner room on the second floor to herself. Joshua likes to keep things tidy and clean, so he vacuums his room once a week. But Karen's room is a mess. She never opens her window, let alone her curtains. Because her room is in the corner part of the house, the room itself has a lot of windows. In order to ventilate the entire house, I need her to open those windows, but whenever I try to go in her room, she yells back. I mean, no one can walk through her room in the first place because it's overflowed with cardboard boxes. I honestly want to kick her out. But we found out that she has a student loan of $5 million under the name of a scholarship
After their marriage.
and because she hadn't paid any of it yet, the interests are at ridiculous high rates right now. It seems like Joshua is using up his savings and salary to pay for her loans, and he says that if I kick them out, they won't be able to live. When I went over to her family's place, telling them we never heard anything about her financial situation, they replied,
"We sent our precious daughter to a single-parent household like yours. You should be grateful. This doesn't happen every day, you know."
"Exactly. I mean, it's normal to support your newfound family, isn't it?" They were so rude. It made me furious. In the end, I told her, Joshua will be away on a business trip for a week. So, within that week, if I don't see any improvements, I'll call the garbage collectors to clean out your room. Am I clear? This was my final warning. I couldn't bear to watch my husband's house get wrecked by his daughter-in-law anymore. My husband and I plan to use this house to take care of his parents and live together until the very end. That's why this house was designed to be completely barrier-free and was a bit unique. After the loss of my husband, I was overwhelmed with sadness and once thought of selling the house away, but was told that these types of homes aren't popular. The house was on the verge of being sold at a ridiculously low price. I then thought to myself, it would be a waste to sell what my husband left for me. And it's only been half a year since my husband passed. Even if I were to sell the house, I still needed more time for my grieving process. Suddenly, the phone rang. It was from Joshua, who was away on a business trip.
I heard from Karen. You been bullying her while I'm away?
He said, "There's no way I would do that. You know that I work all day. How am I supposed to find time to bully her?"
That's what I thought at first. I kept telling her there's no way Mom would do something like that, and asked her to try to deal with it. But she said enough is enough. Ma, what did you do to her?
I was exasperated. I called Karen out of her room and told her, "If you claim that I'm bullying you and you can't take it anymore, I won't stop you, so just leave this house." And I told her because she's lived with her family this whole time. Try spending time with just the two of you. I'm sure you'll understand the hardships then. The moment I said that, she shouted,
How mean! I'm the one who's been taking care of you this whole time, and now you're kicking me out? You're the one who should be leaving!
and started crying. Joshua, hearing this whole conversation on the phone, heard her crying and instantly changed sides.
She's exactly right, Ma. It was thanks to her that you were able to go out to work during the day, right? This home is functioning properly thanks to her. That's why you should leave, Ma.
Sorry to break up your misunderstandings, but this is my house in the first place. This little Miss Karen never steps out of her room, but I'm fit enough to work as a nurse even though I'm already 50? You forgot all this in 3 months? I can understand that Joshua might be stressed out after taking care of Karen's student loans, but I never expected him to be this stupid when he's already 26 years old. Well, even if I say get out of the house, I know that takes time. I also have my day job to take care of, so I can't do stuff behind Karen's back when she's at home lazing about. I was genuinely curious about what she was up to while I was out working. I mean, it wasn't like the laundry was done, the dishes washed, or the bath prepared. The other day, I was on the late shift, so I was at home until lunchtime. Karen left the house at 10ish and came back a few hours later. Later on, I found a coupon from a restaurant where you could have a nice lunch for $15. So at least I know where she's been. I felt a bit bad, but I asked my eldest daughter, Olivia, to come back home, since she shifted to a work-from-home schedule because of COVID. She was surprised to hear this story too. Getting straight to the point, this daughter-in-law was lying about being pregnant this whole time. Joshua, having returned from his business trip, yelled,
Look, Karen's pregnant!
at me. Olivia then retorted,
Pregnant? Since when? When is the baby due?
and demanded for the details. We found out something was wrong. First of all, we asked her when the expected date of birth.
Next winterish?
What? It's in the middle of summer right now. Next winter? So you mean 16 months later? We asked.
Yeah, that's normal, isn't it?
She asked back. Listen, usually we say a child is 10 months, 10 days. It's often said that once you're pregnant, you'll give birth at roughly that same time, I explained to her in an exasperated tone.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You know, actually, I'm not pregnant anymore. I kind of forgot about all that.
She said.
What? You're not pregnant?
Karen was the most surprised. We asked her what she meant by that.
I lost it.
She said. When I asked her when she was pregnant in the first place, she just asked Joshua to marry her, telling him she got pregnant, but never told him about the miscarriage. After half a year of being married, I asked her if she never told him about the spontaneous abortion. She answered it was awkward to tell him because it was right after she had told him about the pregnancy. Joshua visited the OB-GYN with her just once. But after that, he was told that the appointments were on weekdays, so he couldn't go with her anymore. There were other things that made no sense. And as Olivia, Joshua, and I presented for more information, she made a painful excuse that the pregnancy was just her imagination. She'd even told Joshua that she would talk to me about her pregnancy at her own timing and tied his tongue. I asked him, "You were with her all this time and you never noticed?" He said,
Her stomach started growing recently. I never questioned it. I thought the child was growing at a steady pace.
He said, "Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Eating like a queen and lazing around for 3 months sounds about right." I tried to be nice about it and told him, "The stomach you think is a child is just fat," in an indirect way. He was very disappointed. Soon Joshua told Karen,
I don't want to see your face. Get out!
but I added, "That goes the same for you. But before that, move your butt and clean the second floor." That was my final verdict to them. I got Karen to get her stuff and asked Olivia to drive her to the closest station. Joshua, dripping with sweat, snot, and tears, finally cleaned the upstairs bathroom and moved on to the forbidden room, aka Karen room, that apparently he wasn't allowed into as well. He opened the door and, surprise! He fell to his knees crying as Olivia scoffed, "Useless." I got him to pack and leave the house too. The two soon divorced, by the way. Joshua tried to sue Karen's family all by himself, but he didn't want to pay for a lawyer for his alleged pregnancy scam. He wanted to get them to pay for damages, but of course they wouldn't listen. In the end, he never got any money back, even the amount he paid for her student loans. He ended up having to cry himself to sleep because he lost big time in many ways. But honestly, I couldn't care less. I'm embarrassed to call him my son. I've never thought he could be this stupid.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.